Hi, it's me again, Les Hall, making another YouTube video, my sixth one. This is going to be an overview with several different topics, beginning with the drone backpack. Then you can tell what that is just by hearing the name. Very exciting one. Probably been around in the media already, I'm sure. Lighthouse for the Blind, update on them. Thermal Braille, update on that. Call for free IP license, and then the diode invention, which is something I came up with several years ago. And it has the possibility to make lots of things very efficient, very simply, very easily, including computer power supplies and lots of things like that. I don't know if it really will, but it has the possibility to do so. Very interesting. So the techie stuff gets later. Well, all the stuff is techie, but the really electrical volts and current and resistors and circuits and stuff like that is near the end. Let's begin with the exciting stuff. The drone backpack. I got to thinking, and I was thinking, I love these drones. These things with 4 propellers. You see them in the movies, they're in reality. They're making plans to run them all over the world. The Serengeti, where there's no roads and they can't get medicine to the sick. Drones with solar cells that go for hours and hours. By the time we get, pretty soon we'll have them autopiloting on GPS, and it's going to be cool. Make a big one. Put it on a backpack with the circular protectors around the propellers. You walk around, you look like a giant butterfly. Okay, I'll be a giant butterfly, because when I lean forward and hit the throttle, I'm airborne. This is how flying cars are going to happen, personal flying cars. In my prediction, I am Karnak the Magnificent, and I predict that some garage engineering fanatics are going to stop tinkering around on ground vehicles so much. Some of them are going to say, I want to fly too. And they're going to say, the most practical, stable, controllable, simple, easy to make solution is a strap-on. Put lots of straps across your chest, around your arms, around your waist, on your legs, and make sure that thing ain't going to fall off, because that would be a bad day. End of life scenario. You don't want to fall down off of your... Okay, so drone backpack. Work on it. Fun one. The rest of them are not quite as exciting as that, but that one I want to see. You know who I want to see do the drone backpack? The first test pilot. There's this guy. He's a preacher. He was born with no arms and no legs. He's just got little stubbies or something like that. And he's got a positive attitude now. He really struggled in his youth, and he became a preacher. And he does the work of the Lord today. I saw him do a show where he went to a prison and talked to prisoners, and he touched their hearts. It's amazing the work he's doing for the Lord. Let's get that guy airborne. Make his teeth or his head or his verbal commands or whatever sounds, or his whatever control surfaces he has. Make that control the 4 propellers. Put that guy in the air, and he'll be flying up and thanking Jesus. All right, if you happen to be that guy and you're watching this video, thumbs up, dude. Okay. End of drone backpack discussion. Lighthouse for the Blind visit. Lighthouse for the Blind got back to me. Had a little trouble getting in contact with them, but they did manage to get in touch with them after 4 days. And they got back to me the very next day. They said, this is interesting. We kind of like it. The guy told me, he says, my assistant watched your video. Well, there's 2 videos now. But on that, a total of 5 videos. This will be the 6th video on inventions. He says, I'm a touchy-feely guy. I want to see this thing. I want to see it work. I said, I'm around in my apartment 24/7. Show up at 3 a.m. this afternoon, tomorrow, whenever. He says, Monday's a holiday. We will be there Tuesday afternoon. I'm like, perfect. I sleep in the mornings and in the wee hours. Come on over in the afternoon. I'll be awake, alert. I got to make some little cover images, but I do have a little circuit board that'll cover up a corner, and we can play hide the corner and feel the image, feel the L shape, or whatever. I tested it. The battery's still alive after 10 months. Okay, so that's happening on the thermal braille concept. Now, this is funny. Another thing on thermal braille, the thermal braille cell phone. I put out the thermal braille video, and there's been like almost 100 views on it now. There's been over 100 between the two videos, and but right when I did that, I said, I wonder if Google indexed this thing already. So shortly after I put it out, I went to Google and I typed in thermal braille. Boing, up pops my video. Nice job, Google. And not much else. I don't know what else, I don't remember. There was other stuff, of course, because you get 100,000 listings every time you type in the word "the" or anything on Google, but I didn't notice. A few days later, recently, I go to Google, I type in thermal braille. Boop, number one, it's not my video anymore. It's an announcement from some major corporation, I forget who, about a thermal braille cell phone. They use the same terminology, thermal braille. I don't know if my video sparked them to release this concept cell phone, if they got the idea from me, if they were already working on it, if their designers were imagining it already, and I don't care. I gave my idea to the world. I don't care who uses it or how it happens. I just want it to happen. And I'm so happy to see thermal braille in cell phone form planned. It was like, I don't even think it was Samsung. It was some big company. Just go to Google, type in thermal braille. There might be more stuff now. Gonna happen. Making the world a better place. So happy. Doing the work of the Lord. All right. Call for IP license. I mentioned this in another video. I have my motivations. Remember, I told you at the end of the first video, my motivation is, as a Christian, developing as a Christian. You don't have to be Christian. It's okay. I have pretty much defeated materialism to the point that I don't want shiny things. I don't want cars and houses and stuff. I'm happy to live the rest of my life in a little one-bedroom apartment and on my disability, which is healthy enough to pay all my bills. Taxpayers are paying my salary, so why don't I do a little work for them, take these ideas, put them out there on YouTube, and spark the economy, make the world a better place. That's my mission, that's my theology, that's my belief. And I want to do it in a way that some bozo doesn't turn around and patent it on me and tell me to shut up on YouTube and stop spreading the word about this particular idea because I stole it from you, and stuff like that can happen. So I want something like a GNU General Public License or a Creative Commons Artistic License. I want a free IP license so that intellectual property can be given freely but still have some control and rights and ownership of the individual who release the information, the intellectual property under the license. Let's protect our IP just like we protect our art and our software and our hardware. Maybe this already exists and I don't know about it. Tell me. So there's that. USPTO, I'm talking to you. You got your copyrights, you got your patents. Give us free IP. Okay. Now we come to the diode invention. Only 6 minutes left. I'm going to tell you about the diode invention. I made a really cool diode out of a MOSFET. Okay, getting electrical on you now. If you don't know electronics, roll your eyes, hit the button, go to the next video. If you do know electronics or want to learn a little bit about electronics, keep listening, keep watching. There exist these MOSFETs now for switching power, like the HEXFETs and several other brand names. which are massively parallel, huge, big MOSFETs. Well, they're this big, but that's big for this big, but that's big for a semiconductor. And they have super, super low resistance. The on resistance is low. So if you pump a lot of juice, a lot of current through them, they don't get hot. They don't waste heat. They don't burn electricity unnecessarily. Enter the diode. The diode is a thing, it's a valve, sort of. It says electricity can go this way and it cannot come back. We use them in creative ways electronically. The input side of every PC power supply has 4 diodes in a bridge configuration that are part of how we convert the AC electricity that varies like a wave in the ocean, like a sine wave, into DC electricity that's flat. And then we slap a DC to DC converter on it, make all your voltages, send them out to the computer, and the thing ka-chunk runs just fine. Well, that very beginning part, the bridge rectifier made of 4 diodes, is highly inefficient because those diodes have a voltage drop. Unlike these wonderful MOSFETs, HEXFETs, whatever, that we have today, your diode, by its very nature, it has a voltage drop across it. It's carrying current through it. Voltage times current is power. They get hot. They burn juice. They burn a percentage of all the juice that enters your entire computer, and computers get hot these days. So that's a lot of juice. That's a lot of power. It's a lot of waste. So there has been some effort. I saw Hewlett-Packard years ago made a bridge rectifier. All right, cut to the chase. Many people in the power industry at various levels have replaced diodes with MOSFETs in many ways. They make controller chips. Running out of time. They make controller chips. Usually there's some kind of control circuitry. And they do this already in a lot of places where it's economically feasible and practical to design something semi-complicated that controls the diode, controls the MOSFET and makes it be a super diode and super efficient. But we don't do that for PCs and little dinky stuff, your microwave and all over the place, your refrigerator, whatever. Why don't we do that for various, whatever, all kind of places? Because it's too much design effort, it's too complicated, it's a little delicate, and people are cranking out products, there's not enough time. Alright, cut to the chase. What I figured out a long time ago was you can make a MOSFET self-regulate, self-switch into a diode. That's the thing. What you do is, you got your MOSFET body channel at the top with wires. Oh, I didn't even draw a picture. Resistor from the output to the gate, resistor from the input to the gate, resistor to ground. If I remember, that was the circuit. You toy around with those resistance values. I forget. I showed it to an attorney. I built prototypes. I made this suitcase thing. I tested it. It worked. I made a bridge rectifier. All kind of stuff. And the bridge rectifier had this quirky characteristic, so you could only replace 3 of the 4 diodes. Hey, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Running out of time, play with it, add components, come up with your own version, patent your own if you want to, copyright your own, build it, take it to work, show your boss this video, make the self-switching MOSFET, replace the diode, put that out there, and we'll make the world a better place. Make electricity more efficient, cool down computers. Be nice. It'd be a good thing. Gotta go. Out of time. Less out. Praise the Lord.